to see what we were going to hear tomorrow. So my apologies to the IT staff. Appreciate y'all being here, and we will begin the budget hearings. Mr. Durbin, if you will introduce your team and tell us if the budget will allow you to do your job, and if you need things, we can't make any guarantees, but we need to know what your needs are if we're going to try to help you out. So with that, we'll turn the mic over to you.
Great. Thank you, Chair. We very much appreciate the opportunity to be here in person with you today to have a conversation about our budget proposal. With me, I have members of our senior staff. I've got Margaret Keck, the Assistant Director for Communications and Infrastructure Support, Dawn Clark at the end, Assistant Director for Business Applications and Support Solutions, and Greg Nicholson, our Finance Division Manager. And I always have to give credit to those on the Metro Nashville Network staff who are making us look good tonight as they televise this live on cable. They're streaming it live on stream.nashville.gov as well as Roku, and who will publish this and the other budget hearings to Metro's YouTube channel tomorrow. David Haney is in the control room tonight, and thanks, David. So the mission of the ITS department is to lead the delivery of exceptional technology, services, and solutions. I'm proud that in pursuing this mission, we've been able to support those who make Metro run. I like to say that while we aren't checking out the library books, taking the 911 calls, or driving the buses, we are providing the enabling technologies and support that allow those public services to operate effectively even during an ongoing pandemic. And yes, Chair, we will be able to deliver on our mission with the budget that the Mayor has proposed for us for FY23. Before I get to our investment requests, I'd like to share a few highlights from the last year. ITS can be seen as divided into technology solutions delivery, as in new projects or new replacement projects, and then providing ongoing support of those technologies. A few choice statistics on support, on the support side, include managing 130 million emails, 21 million visits to Nashville.gov, 49,000 WebEx meetings totaling 2.5 million minutes, 13,000 two-way radios, 12,000 phone lines, 9,000 computers, 1,300 servers, 667 unique programs on Metro Nashville Network, and public Wi-Fi in 315 buses and 133 fixed locations. All of this support work goes unsung and pretty much unnoticed until, of course, something breaks, and then we spring into action. Switching to the project side of the house, a few of the projects that our talented staff have accomplished this year include the rollout of a completely new Nashville.gov, which you know is Metro's internet front door. Metro has moved to the cloud for email and cloud-based storage for general government departments and agencies. And since Metro requires a hybrid data center environment, we completed a data center refresh project on our 12-year-old data center, which provided long overdue networking and server infrastructure updates. We updated the budgeting system that finance uses to create our annual budgets to Oracle's EPM Crowd, or as OMB calls it, Norbert. And with our partners in codes, water services, planning, and NDOT, and other departments, we've completed the first phase of the Community Development and Regulatory System renovation, known as CDR, which will bring Metro's 17 departments and agencies who have part in permitting, licensing, land, or asset management responsibilities into a single, seamless platform for multiple disparate and disjointed systems. So to all of you ITS team members, thank you for the work that you've done to support Metro's departments and agencies during this past year. So the CDR provides us a good segue into our budget request. As you've noticed, ITS, from review of your budget materials, ITS has a new special purpose fund dedicated to funding the CDR program for Metro. The revenue you see there is predicated on the passage of BL 2022-1254, which is on second reading on June 7th. This fund is patterned after similar technology funds in other cities and is designed to provide an ongoing funding source to develop and maintain technology specifically for permitting, licensing, land, and asset management uses. After analysis of the cost for the year, Finance determined cost recovery rate of 10% on top of certain codes department and Water Services Department building and trades fees associated with permits. We'd appreciate your support for BL 2022-1254 at the next council meeting. Beyond that, I am happy to discuss our other budget requests as you wish, which includes investments in information technology, data and analytics, the CDR program, and a digital inclusion leader for Metro. Finally, I want to thank Mayor Cooper and Chief Operating Officer Kristen Wilson for this year's budget process. During the process, the Mayor's office took time to listen to the issues that impact our department as we seek to serve our customers. They have listened and understood the growing needs of Metro, not only in their proposed operating, but our proposed operating budget proposal, but in 4% and capital budgets as well. So, Chair, that ends my presentation, and I am happy to answer questions the council might have.
Great. Thank you so much for the support you provide for us and for all the ways that make it possible for all of our meetings to be transparent and open to the public. That's been really, really helpful. I have one question with regard to the several different, I guess, email and other IT systems that are in a few Metro departments, for example, schools and perhaps JIS. I'm not sure if they're totally separate. Is there any benefit or economy of scale to be had from combining those? I know that comes up from time to time. Is that a savings that might be looked at somewhere down the line if we were looking for savings somewhere?
There are undoubtedly cost savings associated with them. What I think that if you were to ask the leadership of those departments is there are requirements that they have that don't lend themselves to a shared system.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Are there other questions from council members? Councilmember Hurt.
Hi, thank you all so much for being here. And this is not specifically directly to the budget, but I'm curious to know of the demographics of your office. And can you all share that? I don't know if you have it now or if it can be something that you can share a little bit later.
No, Council Lady, I am very happy to share that now because it's something we monitor on a monthly basis.
Thank you.
Would you like me to detail it for you or just send you an email?
It's up to you.
If you would, since you got the audience here, if you can give us an overview, that'd be great.
All right, so in fiscal 22, and this may not be organized as perfectly as well, we have 19.7, 20% of our employees are white females, 4% black females, 1.3% Hispanic females, 1.3% two or more races. We are 63% white male, 6% black male, 1.3% Asian, 1.3% Hispanic, and then 2% two or more races male. So our gender mix is 74% male and 26% female. And I will follow up and I'll email you this document. And it also talks about by grade and by minority pay ranges as well.
That would be great, thank you. Actually, if you'll copy Director Darby on that, then that'll get it to end up on the council's budget resource page, and everyone can see that. So that would be very helpful.
Happy to do so.
Any other questions from the council members? Councilmember Suara.
Hello. Sorry for being late. Let me apologize for that. Thanks for the presentation. I know that IT is an internet service fund, so whatever you spend, you bill it out to other departments. So generally, that's how that works. So my question is, the other departments that you're billing that are paying for the expenses, are they happy with your services?
We ask that question on a very, very regular basis. We hear the answer is yes, but I would very much like to hear from a third-party source such as yourself or some organization. But we feel that we do a good job for them. I also feel like when we are not doing a good job for somebody, we hear very, very quickly. And so we spend a lot of time on response activities as well as proactive activities to try to make sure that we give people the system availability, the reliability, kind of the feature sets that they want.
Thank you. I would say that I'm pleased with your staff, and they've always been very responsive, and they do a great job. I know we have mishap every now and then, but in terms of the people working for you, you have a good crew. The reason why I was asking to that front is that since you're going to bill it out anyway, if we cut your budget for whatever reason, then what that means is that you will be billing out less to the other departments. Is that correct?
Yes, an internal service fee, and finance can describe this better than I can. Those billings are not actually coming from those departments' funds. Finance funds those for the departments and agencies. So it's not like if our budget was cut, that their budget would be cut and they'd have more money to play with.
Else.
Finance would just provide them less internal service fee money.
So when you put your budget together and you are proposing an increase, I'm guessing that finance is saying that because you have to put your expenses first with the assumption that you're going to get the income from the billing that finance will give you. So when you did your budget, finance is saying that we're good with this and we can fund this.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. The reason why I was asking is that when you look at your budget, I wanted to make sure that for those that are viewing, is that when they see your budget, it's not something coming out to just talk through how that works. That's the whole point of this exercise. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. That is exactly correct. If our rates were to go down, it affects Metro's overall number of dollars spent. It does not, in fact, individual departments' dollars spent.
Thank you. Councilmember Nash.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I go back to the old days, results matters, and many departments had ways of checking satisfaction with a survey, and if memory serves me right, IPS was one of those. Do you still do something like that, the surveys?
Yes, sir. We absolutely do. So on
Just kind of follow up on Councilmember Suarez's question.
Yes, every work order, every ticket that we do, there is an email communication that goes along with that. So if you had a laptop issue, we would put in a ticket for you that would go in attributed to your name. You would get a survey that comes to you afterward, and you would get to fill that out. I think the typical response rate these days is like 6 or 7%. And we get those on a monthly basis. I distribute it to my entire senior leadership team. The responses look good. I think we're doing well. And then we personally respond to every item that is not a acceptable or higher, or if somebody has a nasty experience in some way and they share that experience with us, we respond to those things to see what happened with that.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. And I will say, I appreciate that little question at the bottom of every web page. Was this information helpful? I about once a week have a no, but if you do this, it would be. And the next time I look, you've responded to it. So it's really great to be able to have immediate feedback into the way the new website is being set up. I appreciate the flexibility there. Any other council member questions? If not, that will give us a second to switch to the next presentation. Then thank you so much for all you do to keep the government running. We appreciate it.
Thank you.